Hey guys, so the second part of RF5 is how to determine an intercept algebraically, which means just using math and not the graph, okay? So if I'm giving you this equation here, and I want you to find the x and the y intercept, what you have to remember is the x-intercept is found when y equals 0. So what we're going to do is we're just going to recopy this down. Okay, and then the next time we write it down, y is going to become 0. So instead of y, I'm going to write 0. The rest is exactly the same. So here there are two ways you can solve this. You can say 3 times what plus 6 would give me 0. Okay, so here you have to know that this has to be -6 because minus 6 plus 6 is 0. So 3 times what would give you -6, right? So that would be x is -2. So then your x-intercept would be -2, 0. Okay, another way to look at this is to balance your equation. You guys have been balancing equations last year, so you always do the opposite. So here we're going to subtract 6 on both sides. So we're left with -6 is equal to 3x plus 0, and we don't need to write the 0. And how do you isolate x here? You divide by 3. Because 3 divided by 3 is 1, and that's what we want. We want 1x. And -6 divided by 3 is -2. And so x is also -2 here. And the reason I showed you both ways is because sometimes you're not going to be able to do it in your head, and you're going to need to know how to solve an equation, okay, using the balancing method. So if we're looking at the y-intercept here then, this is when x is equal to 0. So you're going to rewrite again the equation, and the second time you write it, you're going to trade x for 0. So then 3 times 0 is 0, y is then 6. So then your y-intercept is 0, 6. Okay? All right, let's do another example here. Just getting my Post-its. All right, so let's get this one here. So this is the equation. 2x minus 3y is equal to 6. So for the x-intercept is when y equals 0. So 2x minus 3 times 0 is equal to 6. I just replaced the y by 0. Okay. And I put it in brackets because otherwise it would look like 30. And 3 times 0 is 0, so that is gone. And 2 times what is 6, or 2, you can divide it by 2 to give you 1x, and that's 3. So your x-intercept is 3, 0. Y-intercept, we do the same thing. We rewrite the equation. And when we write it again, we need to trade the x for 0. So this is 0, so we're left with minus 3y is equal to 6. We divide by -3 on both sides to give us our 1y, and that would give you -2. Oops. So that would be 0, -2. Okay, so that's how you find it algebraically. And then we're going to ask you to put it on the graph. Okay, so when you put it on the graph, your x-intercept is -2, 0, which is here. And your y-intercept is 0, 6. And then you just join the 2 points and you create your line. Okay, same thing for the bottom. Okay, we found x-intercept of 3, 0, which is here. And a y-intercept, that should say intercept, of -2, and then you just join them and you just make a line right through. Okay, and that's it for the algebraic part. Next is for you to practice.